Morning, guys. It is Saturday, January 31st. This has felt like the longest month in the world, but we are finally at the end of the month, and I am heading to the gym. Praise. Yeah, I personally was kind of wanting to reset, like I mentioned to you guys, and get back into the gym, get back into the groove of things, figure out a schedule that I could do when I'm working. And I was like, just get over it. Just wake up early on a Saturday and Sunday and work out, because it's the only days of the week that I particularly would rather drive there. Just since it takes me an hour in and an hour out to get from work, and so I don't get home until 6 p.m. But I was like, okay, we'll wake up early. So I woke up at 7-ish this morning and got up. I am prepped in my workout clothing. It is a brisk 19 degrees outside right now. I saw that and I was like, it feels like 5. I said, what in the world? But I am prepped and ready. I asked my sister, who used to be a college athlete and still works out and do all this different stuff now, hey, I'm getting back into the groove of things, what should I do? And so she kind of organized a workout-ish schedule for me. So today is going to be about 20-minute arms and then 30 minutes on the treadmill, just to get back my cardio. And so I'm going to do that today, and then tomorrow is going to be 20-minute legs and then 30-minute treadmill again to use the cardio. So I'm gonna do that. Got my trusty bottle of water with my electrolytes in it. Last night I asked my sister and she could not stop laughing. I was like, if I start drinking electrolytes right now at 9 p.m. at night, is it gonna help me for tomorrow? And she just looked at me and could not stop laughing. She was like, you can try. I don't know if it's gonna actually help you. But I digress. Personally, I think it probably did help me, but I'm gonna do that. I'm also looking forward to the treadmill because I brought my Kindle. I'm very excited about that. I used to bring my Kindle a little bit to the gym, but mostly just listen to music and watch TikTok, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm very much into my book right now, and I have kids coming up due soon on Libby, and so I was like, let's finish it this morning. So I'm gonna do that and maybe listen to my favorite podcast, one of my favorite podcasts of all time, Shameless. I listen to this religiously. It's an Australian podcast, and the tagline is for smart people who love dumb stuff, which is basically me, because I'm a smart person in my mind who loves dumb stuff. So anything pop culture news, they'll go really deep and read all these articles talking about the psychology behind it. I'm obsessed with it. And they have now gone to 3 episodes a week, which is literally my favorite thing on the planet. And they have video, kind of like how you have it for Call Her Daddy podcast. You have the video and you can watch it. And I'm like, I was so happy when I saw that pop up. And so that's fun too. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the gym. I have no idea what I'm doing the rest of the day. I had a plan, and then, as it does, the plan went out the window. So I'm gonna see where the day takes me. I know one thing I really want to do is work on my quilt. I got so far last weekend during the snow in that I want to get this done really bad, and I also really want to continue on my needlepoint because I'm getting very far in that. So we're gonna do that, and we'll see. I think we're gonna maybe go out to dinner. We love this place called Uncle Zal's in Plano, Frisco area, and so might do that. And then also, I've been kind of on this kick about watching movies that are coming up for the Oscars, just because I love films. I love movies, I love TV, I love books, I love all forms of media. And I just stopped watching a lot of movies. And it was very sad because it's one of my favorite things to do. And I stopped stopped watching movies that I knew I'd want to go see, but I just didn't want to go get the tickets or figure out how to coordinate it. So I've been doing really well. I watched Hamnet 2 weeks ago in theaters with my dad on, was it Labor Day? Not Labor Day, President's Day. MLK Day. That's what it was. I watched Hamnet on MLK Day, and it was magnificent. Beyond 5 stars. And so that's kind of like the kick I'm on. So I watched that. We tried to start one battle after another. I knew immediately it probably wasn't gonna be my type of film, so I kind of just stopped at that. I'm like, I don't need to watch every single one. But I am going to rent the movie Sentimental Values, and it's with Bill Skarsgård and Dakota Fanning. And I've been wanting to watch this for months. Like, the trailer came out and it just looked so interesting. And so I'm gonna try to do that today. I might rent on Apple so that I can like get through it quicker. But okay guys, we've got this. Got my trusty bag. I brought a bag this time because I wanted to be able to carry all my stuff in. So I got my trusty bag, got my water filled with electrolytes, and a Kindle, and this phone. So let's get ready. Okay, workout is complete. Woohoo! Very nice. And I finished my book. I was reading The Missing of Claire de Lune. So I've been reading this book series since I was like, I would say, oh my God. I got the first book at Half Price Books, if that says anything. And I had a Half Price Books era when I was in middle school and high school. And so probably since then, and I didn't remember the book basically. And so I reread the first one of the series and I fell in love with it. And I was like, it's like it's a very chill, cozy fantasy, but it's got like thriller and mystery in it. It's originally in French, but it got translated to English. And that's originally why I didn't finish the series when I was younger, because they hadn't translated the rest of the series to English yet. And so I had only been able to read and find the first one. And so I am reading the second one. I just finished the second one, gave it 4.5 stars. So good. So good. I'm obsessed with the series. I'm gonna pick up the next one. It's all on Libby. I think there's 4 books. I think there's 4 books in the series, and it's just like, it's such a nice one. I think I was looking for something that wasn't gonna be too, I don't know, too cerebral when it comes to fantasy. I'm still trying to figure out where I lay in like the fantasy realm and like what I can read, because I can't read ACOTAR. Can't do that again. I can't do Crescent City, mostly just because like I hate, like, I love the first book of Crescent City. I love the first book of, I think it was not City of Bones, but maybe like something like that, like the one that's similar to Crescent City. I loved that. Hate the second book for both of them, and I cannot get past it. And so that's already leading another thing of fantasy out of the way. So I'm really obsessed with this one, I think, just because it has such a like coziness to it. It's like not like crazy magic. Like, one of them is like a reader and she can read objects. Like, if she puts her hand on it, she can see people's past with it and the emotions they had with it. And they have like these family spirits, but they don't know how they became family spirit. It's all very cerebral, and it's very interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm breezing through it more than I thought I would. And I'd be like, dang, I'm like really going fast with this. But I'm really enjoying it. And so I'm gonna, what's the next one I'm gonna read? I'm not sure which one I'm gonna read next. I might go back to A Good Romance, because there are some coming out, I think, next month, or should I say tomorrow is next month, so kind of this month. There's a few coming out then, and so I'll figure out that. But I'm also gonna go pick up Smoothie King, because I was like, as a treat, I made it to the gym. I worked out for an hour, feel very proud of myself, and so I'm gonna get a smoothie to fill me with sustenance for the rest of the day as I complete my quilting and all that different stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I am back from the gym. I have secured my Smoothie King. Now that I've tried like a 42 ounce, I can't go back. It's so much better. If I'm already gonna be paying like 23 bucks for two, I'm going to 42 ounce. So I did that and I am gonna get changed. It is freezing today, absolutely freezing. So I think it's like a hunker down in the house type of day. And I've got mostly everything I need. I just want to work on my quilt today. I'm going to get the rows done so I can like sew it all together, and then I can do the border pieces because that's gonna take a whole other thing because I have to applique it on. But I'll show you guys like a full out what it looks like right now in a minute. But first, change out of the workout clothes and get ready for the day.
Sunlight spills on the window. The aroma of coffee fills the air. Lazy cat is curled up on the sofa. Time passes so slowly as if it were hidden away. Wind gently blew across the face. Pleasant melody lingers softly in the ear. All the trouble.
So I am fully changed now. Cozy clothes because it is still pretty cold outside and inside my house. So I thought I'd give you an update on where my quilts are kind of sitting. So you guys know the infamous puff quilt that I did. So this one has been complete, I should say, probably for like the last probably 6 months. It's been complete, but I never put a back on it. And so that's what I need to get in order so I can also do the binding of the border quilt. And I'm gonna get like binding, like the whole mechanism to make it easier, because the last time I did binding, it worked, but it was like the most frustrating experience of my life. So I'm gonna get the tools necessary to do the back and then finishing this one off so I can have it on my bed during the like rest of winter and summer, because it's like lightweight, but it's not, but it's also like warming, so it's cute. So that one. And then I finally have a full row of my flowers. They're so cute. So I basically appliqued them on. This was all separate, and then appliqued like a little center piece to make it look like a flower. And then I'm sewing them all together like this. This doesn't look very long, yes, but I'm gonna add a border piece to go on top of it. And that's gonna be another border piece, and the sides are gonna have half of the flowers. So that's gonna look even cuter. So half flowers all around the border, and then another border color, and then the binding is how it's gonna look. This is also, as I like to say, I have this terrible, terrible personality trait that makes me think, oh, that doesn't look that hard. I definitely could do that. I saw this on Pinterest and then used TikTok. This isn't even a pattern. This is quite literally my own thought process of making this. Because like, I didn't go by pattern by square size. I didn't go pattern by the amount of petals I wanted to do, the circle, nothing. I literally was just like, we're gonna see where this goes. We're gonna see if it looks terrible. I've been working on this since, I would say, maybe April of last year. And because of work, I got very sidetracked, and then I got into needlepoint and I stopped really quilting, but I'm back in it. I feel like quilting is really just more of like a January, February, March vibe for me, and a little bit of December. But yes, I have that, applique those on. It's gonna take me a bit because I haven't done the border piece yet, and I've got to applique this on with the centers. We're gonna see how that looks. It's gonna be wonderful, but I'm getting very close. So I've gotten 2 rows of this done. I think I'm doing 6 rows of these. We're gonna see how it kind of looks. I laid it all out, but I think I'm not understanding it. It's all a lot of math, and math is not my forte. So we're gonna work on this so that I can eventually, and I got my batting. I'm all over the place today. I got my batting, or I should say my mom picked up my batting, and so she got it from Hobby Lobby, and I get like the polyfill, so I don't even get like the cotton because that feels way too heavy for me, but polyfill is just the right amount of weight, I feel like, to make me feel warm but not overheating. And so I got that, and I get the extra large because I make my quilts like as big as like me, basically, obviously, because I want to be able to be cozy in it and be a little bit bigger than me. So I got like 120 by 120. This is probably gonna turn out to be like 92 by like 100, 102. I don't know. Who even knows? No idea how this is gonna look at the end, but we're making progress. Give me, the lighting is not great, but I thought I'd explain like how I'm doing this. So first, let's turn the machine on. Ooh, fancy. Lights come on. I use, basically to sew it all together, what I learned last time is that I really wanted to make sure, oh shoot, which one did I use? It must have been 14. Oh, we're about to find out. Yeah, okay. So what I'm doing this time, which is a little bit different than when I did my first one, and I think this is gonna also help keep it all together like in the wash and stuff like that, since some edges can fray, is I'm overlocking it. So the ends of it look kind of like this. Pull it up. Kind of looks like something you'd see on the inside seam of like your jeans and stuff like that. So it's overlocked so that it like really keeps it all together. And so I'm doing that, so hopefully in the efforts that the quilt will last a very long time. So I'm sewing those together. I line them up on my table here. Sometimes like the lengthwise, sometimes it'll match, sometimes it won't. And that's just because I didn't cut it exactly precise. And that's on me, that's on me. Definitely my fault on that. But I'll just match them up like this visually. And then I'll slap it down on the machine. And then I'll just start running it through. I think first I'm gonna also have to wind it through. I have to use something from the outside since I don't have like a lot of white thread. I have something like this, like a giant spool on the outside, so it makes it easier because I use mostly white thread for this entire quilt, and so I use a lot of that. And I just gotta wind it through my machine. Once you do this once or twice, it kind of sticks. And they've honestly built the machines to basically do this all for you now, which I greatly appreciate. See, that took less than like a second. And then I also feel fancy because I finally have fabric scissors. Now I have some fabric scissors to cut that little piece off at the end. I like to have some extra bobbins. I've run out all the ones that I was using before just to get me through appliquing the petals onto the fabric. So now I'm gonna finish off, I think, this one and continue going until the bobbin runs out. And favorite thing about this machine also, it lets you know when the bobbins run out, so you're not continuing to sew and not realizing that you don't have any bobbin thread and it literally did nothing. So that's really fun. So I'm gonna do that and continue on. Finished all the strips for each of the rows, and I'm going to sew them all together now so I can kind of see how big it's looking, and I can figure out how many border pieces I'm going to need. All of the pieces are sewn together, so this is what it looks like now. I'm really happy I did the overlocking. I think it really ensured that some of the frayed pieces were going to stay together. It's a lot of loose thread, and there is like areas like I had to gather because one of the pieces were longer than the other. Like I'm going to have to go over that little piece there, but all in all, very nice. Now I have to do all of the border pieces, so that's gonna take a bit, but I like it so far. I think I really have gotten a lot of this done, more than I thought I would in this last month. So let's continue on. Update. It is now 2 p.m. and I'm exhausted. I ate some lunch because I was losing all steam. I feel like I've lost all my steam, but we're gonna push through it. I have finished sewing all the pieces together for the quilt. I laid it all out, and then I realized, okay, so I want to do the border, so I measured out the amount I wanted the border to be so I could put the flowers on the outside. Then I also realized I wanted a little bit of space in between the extra flower petals, half petals border with another border in between. So then I have to do that, but I wanted to pin and applique the flowers first for the normal borders, so that would be less work later. All in all, I'm quite tired. And the gym workout is catching up with me. But I'm on a mission, and I will complete this. I am going to finish appliquing the flowers onto the lengths and then cut the strips that I need for the borders. I shall get this done today. So that all I have to do next is order my backing, and I just order a normal sheet for that, for the normal like back fabric, just because it's also softer, and I don't know, I just like that, so I'm gonna order a normal sheet for that. And then I also have to figure out what I'm doing for my binding, and I have to order the binding stuff so I can do my bias tape binding. So we're gonna do all that, but this weekend I will have sewn the entire thing together, is my goal. And we're gonna see if I continue doing the overlock. I think overlock was needed for the beige fabric to beige fabric just because it frayed a good amount. Moving forward, I'm doing single stitch. I'm getting way too tired. I'm getting way too tired to be doing overlock. It takes so much longer. It takes so much longer. It really does. Not to be angry or anything, but yeah, it takes so much longer. And so I'm gonna do single stitch for the rest of it, and then we're gonna get this done. We're so close, but so far, so far. Anyways, okay, back to it. Camera bye. Say hi. She's wearing a bear sweatshirt because it's so cold. Bye, Diana. She's cold and she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Isn't she? I'm also on a very big Harry Potter kick. I rewatched the last 3 films, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Deathly Hallows Part 2, and I just like fell back in love with the universe again. And my next read probably after, like, I did just finish a book, so my next read probably will be the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows, because I've read most of them. I've read Goblet of Fire to my knowledge and Half-Blood Prince. Half-Blood Prince is my favorite one. I don't know, I think that's when it starts getting a little bit more gritty. But I read that one. I love the book. The movie is also one of my favorites. But the book hits so much more because there's just so much more. Because, like, the whole Ginny and Harry relationship in the movie, it makes sense, but you don't get the same vibes as when you read the book. Like, when you read the book, the vibes are insane. Love it. So, I'm like, if that's great, imagine Deathly Hallows. And I feel like there's so much backstory that I think we don't get sometimes in the movies, but because obviously it would be like 5 hours long if we did anything different. But I think I'll have a lot of fun reading it. So I'm gonna read that next, most likely. But honestly, I'm in a mood reading kick. We're gonna see where I land, but I've been reading a lot of fantasy, so I might start. I was like, I need to be back in the universe. I don't hate. I'm just not a fan of the Grindelwald series. It just, like the Fantastic Beasts, the one they did afterwards. I'm not a fan, and God, would I love a Marauders movie or TV show. I think that would heal something very deep in my soul. But we don't have that, and the Fantastic Beasts is the only one I haven't rewatched since I've done my rewatch. So I don't know. I might put that on, but I don't know. It's just so, like, I'm watching it and I'm like, do I care? Which is not where I want to be. So we're gonna see. We are going to see. But first, we must sew. Thing I will say, if Dumbledore has no haters, it's me. If Dumbledore has no haters, I'm dead. Because quite literally, that man will have anyone else do his battles. Will let quite literally anyone die for the sake of his own means. And there is no one I hate more. He may have done some good, but man, does that man really love pulling on someone's heartstrings and saying, I really think you can do it. Sir, I'm 12. Update. I have basically finished all the components. So I finished the tops and the sides of the appliques. So it just kind of forms half flowers on the corner, on the tops and the bottoms. I have the full thing folded up here of the normal full flowers, and then I have a border. So I have these 4 strips of these ones for the sides, and then these 2 for the top and bottom. And then I really love this pattern a lot, and I have more of this one than I do of the other ones. So I'm gonna use this one for the like bias tape, like finishing on the sides. All in all, I feel very accomplished with what I was able to get done today so far. I might show you guys like a little picture clip of how it turned out tomorrow because I'm sewing all of this together. But I'm really happy with it. Like, I think this was a good way to spend a Saturday, in my opinion. I watched a lot of TV. I watched the second Fantastic Beasts movie because I cannot sit through the first one, but I watched the second one and that was quite entertaining. And then I also was watching West Wing. They put West Wing on Netflix and it was my favorite thing on the planet. I am a West Wing girl. If there's nothing else that gives me faith in humanity, it's watching West Wing. So I was watching that, doing my every few months rewatch. I think I've seen that show over again probably like 1,200 times. So I watched that, and then I also finished off The Closer. I think I mentioned that to you guys in the last video that I started watching it then, like in December. So good, so good. It's definitely one of those shows that I'm like gonna be able to rewatch for like all time, and like a procedural like police show. So I did that too, and now we're gonna head out to this Chinese food place that we have near us. We love it. It's very casual, so we're just going in like our sweats just to go eat and relax. And then I'm gonna try to watch Sentimental Value with Bill Skarsgård. I think I mentioned that this morning. I'm gonna try to watch that tonight because I'm like, it looks really good, and then the Grammys are tomorrow too, so that's fun. But yeah, if I don't talk to you guys again tonight, I very happy you guys came along with me for my very, very, very boring Saturday.
Sunlight spills on the window. The aroma of coffee fills the air. Lazy cat is curled up on the sofa. Time passes so slowly as if it were hidden away. Wind gently blew across the face. Pleasant melody lingers softly in the ear. All the trouble are taken away at this moment.